when you've been hurt, you put up a wall. You put up a wall and you distance yourself from people. You lose trust in people. I've learned that hurt people tend to hurt people. It's not 100%. But people who have been hurt in their past, is highly likely they might hurt somebody else in the future in the same way. What had to happen in Jose's life for him to get to the point where he thought it was okay to walk into the first day of middle school and physically assault the first guy that he would meet, which is me. That's what he did. He physically assaulted me. You can't do that. And these days, kids are hurt in many ways, whether they're threats or whether someone physically assaults them or something, There's this word going around called bullying. Those of you who have heard of it, obviously. But it's getting more and more popular. And what happens is when people get picked on, when they're bullied, it's very psychological. It messes with your mind. It makes you think some crazy thoughts. In fact, that's why 71% of school shooters, like kids who walk into middle schools, high school, elementary schools, shooting up innocent kids, the reason why they do that, 71% of them were bullied, man. It's very psychological. The first thing you think is, how can I get revenge? I don't want to be around somebody who's unstable. So that's what happens. Somebody hurts you, they become unstable people. Why? Because you know what they're capable of doing to you. So when you're around them, that creates an unstable environment, right? And it's hard to learn in an unstable environment. I don't want to be around my abuser. And you know what the sad thing is? Everywhere I go, I meet students who have to live with their abuser. And they never say a word. I bottled it up inside. And the good thing is I never exploded. Because I thought the worst was going to happen, You always think the worst is going to happen. Because it's psychological. I'm protecting everybody by taking the blame, by taking the hits, and by not saying anything. That was my thought, Hundreds of kids in the last several years have bottled it up inside, never telling somebody else of the torment that they're enduring when they come to school. And by the way, it's hard. I know. I physically had to go through it. And you know what kids are saying to themselves? Well, if I'm not here anymore, this doesn't have to happen. If I no longer exist, neither does the hurt. And so what do kids do? All across America, they're committing suicide. To the point where we created a word that's getting so popular that they're doing it. You know what it is? Bullycide. They get picked on so much that they take their own lives. Bullycide. We had to create a word for it. That's how bad it is. You know what suicide is? Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's what suicide is. And I'm here to tell you, if you've ever been hurt in your life, I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And if you're going through it right now, I'm going to tell you it's only temporary. You can get through it. I think if anybody harms you, if you ever feel like your life is in jeopardy, let me tell you something. You need to get out of that situation and you need to go tell somebody right away. But if it's something small, like if you have a small issue with somebody, let me tell you something. One of the best things that you can do, and what I'm going to do for you today, is I'm going to empower you to be able to solve that for the rest of your life. Why? Because there's not always going to be a principal around. There's not always going to be a teacher around. So I want to make sure that you have the proper tools to be able to solve your own social issues for the rest of your life. Anybody know what the golden rule is? Who would like to come up here and share with everybody what the golden rule is? What's the golden rule? Anybody? Volunteer. Okay, you down here. Yeah, come on up. Awesome. Let's give her a round of applause. What's your name? Marina? Malina? All right. Awesome. I have Malina. Malina is going to give us the definition of the golden rule. What's the golden rule? Awesome. Stay right here. Let's give her a round of applause. Malina. Awesome. You nailed it. Right? Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Right? By the way, Jesus said that. It's in Luke chapter 6. Now, every moral teacher who has ever lived had their own variation of the golden rule. No, the more universal one that we use and we hear a lot is what? To treat others the way you want to be treated, right? Yeah. Let me tell you, Melina, let me tell you real quick. Did you know that the golden rule was meant to be implemented not on people who are nice to you? That's easy, right? The golden rule was meant to be implemented on people who are mean to you, your enemies. Is that crazy? Treat others the way you want them to be treated. Let me ask you a question. How do you like to be treated? Fair, kind, respect. We get a lot of those kind of answers, right? Melina, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Give her a round of applause. If you ever want to be a leader or have some kind of a leadership role, you implement this, and the minute you implement this, you become a leader on campus. I've learned that it's hard to be mean to somebody who's consistently nice to you. See, you can't control how people treat you. The only thing that you can control is your response. There should not be any victims of bullying. Why? Because if everybody was to live by the golden rule, you wouldn't be a victim of bullying. If we were to all live by the golden rule, dude, we wouldn't even need government. Why? Because the people would just self-police. All I'm saying is, all of us, we need to make a decision. And that decision is to live with love and respect. When you do those things, when you show up to school and you do those things, you're going to have a good life. You're going to have an awesome, prosperous life. And people are going to give you promotions, and you're going to get scholarships, you're going to get grants, and you're going to get opportunities that other kids aren't getting. Why? Because you stand out as a leader. It has been an honor and a privilege to be with the Panthers today. You guys had a good time. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.